Sans Undertale came to the Crystal exhibition.
Because he's a scientist?
Yeah.
So that's it, is it? The machine that blew up?
Ooh, it must have been a magnificent explosion. And I've seen my fair share.
You've seen things like this before, you mean?
Of course, Hurley's always doing experiments that end in a bang. In fact, in his own words, explosions are the very essence of chemistry.
Ah, that might explain the smell of burning that frequently comes wafting up the stairs.
One time, he made something that exploded at such force it took the roof off the building.
Oh yeah. I don't even remember the context from last stream about the no roof.
We were making fun of Von Zeke's
office
because it had a roof.
Yeah.
And Herlock literally came into the joke to say that having roofs was so passé and that he removed the roof of his own building.
Yeah, I remember now. I remember now.
It's true. It's canon. I can't believe that was canon the entire time. Wow.
I wish I could say that was my memory of that, but like I had started that case like 4 months ago at least.
Listen, that's just a Herlock showing things to do. Like literally, we're so in tune with the character, we know what the character would do at this point. Like it's real. It's real.
We know Herlock Sholmes better than the writers of the game know Herlock Sholmes.
Actively.
I wish you'd be there to see it, Bruno.
It's hard to get too excited about that, given that I now live in the roof.
Well, anyway, that's enough about that. Time to investigate.
What?
Ah, look, Inspector Gregson is over there. He seems to be in deep thought about something, whilst eyeing up the machine carefully.
Really? He just looks confused to me.
It ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it?
Magnificently and mercilessly.
So someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled and then beamed through the air.
Yes, beamed, not blasted. That's the point.
Yes, that part's crucial, really. Is something like that even possible, though, Iris?
Oh, Bruno, I'm just a child. How should I know?
A child when it suits you mean?
Mm-hmm. For what I can tell... Oh.
She said if you pull this lever...
If you pull this lever...
Stop! Don't touch that!
That was practically instantaneous kinesis the way you flew over just now, Gregsy.
Please, Her Ladyship, I didn't mean to startle you, but I can't let you touch everything up here.
So sorry, you have to relate a special blend to make up for it.
Wonderful. This stuff really is wonderful. Just like old times, this is. We're representing Professor Harebrain in court tomorrow, Inspector, so we should be allowed to examine the scene. Ha! Listen, Sunshine, even I'm not allowed to touch anything up here. It's that blasted Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act to blame. It's driving me potty. Oh yes, that Special Dispensation. Professor mentioned that too. More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government thinks is playing out sometimes.
But we're allowed to just look, aren't we?
Eh?
Surely that's all right, isn't it, Cragsy?
Of course, your ladyship. Anything you say, your ladyship. But please don't get your dainty hands dirty, will you?
Don't worry. We wouldn't dream of touching anything, would we, Bruno? Wink.
She really knows how to get what she wants.
Iris audibly winks.
Wank.
Oh, wank!
So those are people carrying balloons dangling silently in the skies over London. I always thought the day would come when humans would discover how to fly. But I never imagined it would involve them being suspended from colourful floating tamari handballs.
I just learned about Tamari.
Aren't those a little type of furry, like, monkey creature?
No. I'm actually really interested to know what you actually meant by that.
I think it's a tamir.
Tamarin monkeys? I don't know. But Tamaris were little ornate balls that we used to play with, but now they make what's called temari sushi, which is just sushi that's made in like really pretty ball shapes, and they're usually made for like for parties and celebrations for like kids. So it's like a fun little like dinner for like when your kid gets into like middle school or elementary, you know, when they graduate from kindergarten.
Got
So
it.
cute.
Got it. So Ryunosuke thinks that there's balls of fish up in the sky. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, balls and fishy rice.
I'm sure it must feel amazing being up there among the clouds. Let's take a ride together, Rudo, please.
I was never put me on a balloon.
You or Ryunosuke?
Oh, Ryunosuke obviously wants to do it. I wouldn't even say I wouldn't be caught dead. I would die as soon as that basket like got foot off the ground.
I'd love to be in a hot air balloon.
You could not pay me money. You could not pay me not even $1 million, and I'm not even being hyperbole.
You could pay me $2 million, and I'll happily take it because I would do it for free.
Like I wouldn't like. I'm not even trying to exaggerate. Like I would not do it for $1 million. I am so scared.
If I'm being perfectly honest, I would like to try it, but without a cast iron guarantee that thing won't plummet to the ground. I'm too scared.
Oh, well, in that case, I should tell you what Hurley said. It's physically impossible for a balloon to plummet to the ground as long as it doesn't explode.
Yes, call me crazy, but I think that exploding part might play in my mind a little.
It's just, I don't know, it's just spooky. Like I'm literally getting like my feet are turning into jelly. Just like imagine like seeing those balloons right now.
Gravity is just a theory.
Oh. A game theory. Sorry, you're gonna get DMCA'd by game theory.
A science theory.
A science theory.
Thanks for existing.
Ah!
The amazing horn-shaped device is pointing towards the crystal tower. Suppose once people are disassembled by the machine, they shout out of that thing to wherever they're going.
I don't think it was supposed to shoot anything, Bruno. It was set up to beam people to the crystal tower that be reconstructed in their original form.
Well, I don't like the look of it.
You know what's crazy? Go ahead, sorry.
If it was as amazing as it looks, the accident would have happened in the first place, of course. What?
I would be more willing to, if after seeing both the beam and the hot air balloon both function as intended, I would be more willing to get beamed somewhere than on a hot air balloon.
Unfortunately, we don't know if the beam... Well, I know it functions as intended, you just die. So I guess, okay, your point stands.
I suppose that's true, yes.
But nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? Shady said, well, I know what I'm getting for his next birthday.
It's a one-way teleporter. And the destination is death.
Considering how badly I damaged everything is, Professor Hairbrain was lucky to escape unscathed, I'd say. We should have a good look around the machine while we can, I think. Touch anything, I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung up myself, yeah? I won't touch a thing, I promise. So please, spare a thought for your digestion.
Question.
Yeah?
Have you actually had fish and chips since we started playing these games?
Yes.
I have not.
I thought last stream I mentioned that I had it like that previously.
Oh yeah, because it's your cheat day and like it was like really good. I do remember.
Yeah, it was tempting me because we had been playing the game.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's been tempting me this entire time, and I still have not gotten fish and chips.
Just the greasiness. Ugh, why?
Ugh.
Put all that junk in my body. I can't have it.
Put all that junk in my trunk. No, yeah, like I've been like. I don't even like fish, but I'm like I could go for some fish and chips after every stream.
I mean, you don't have to like fish for fish and chips because it's fried. It's half it is just a taste of breading and grease. Like
yeah, it's just breading and grease. You're right.
It's almost like eating just like chicken strips with a flakier consistency. Is all.
Oh, next time you're in town and you're willing to cheat with fish and chips again, you should let me know, and we should go to the place that I got fish and chips. My treat. It's a fun time.
That sounds fun. And then you don't have to pay me back for the difference of the game. I will not say that I got.
Yeah, it's big. I don't know if I sent you a picture. Like the hunk of fish is like this big. Like it's huge.
Well, it must be big because it was so big that neither hand was in the camera.
Yeah, no, it's like outside of the camera big. It's that big.
It's bigger than your webcam. Got it.
I'll text you the place after the stream.
Shady said, "Oh whoa."
Ooh, woo.
Anyway, do you really think the machine can actually disassemble people like the professor claims? Yes, looking totally incredulous. Give it a rest, Sunshine. If we were allowed to examine all this bleeding crap metal, maybe we can answer that question.
Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll bring newspaper.
I don't know. I feel like it's less sanitary somehow than the newspaper they have. I don't know how.
No, it's also a pretty nice dining establishment, so people are gonna get really upset.
Not if you bring a British newspaper.
Oh yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, all is forgiven. Go ahead, sir." How fancy.
They'll be impressed by the foreign language on it.
I can't.
Well, it's because it's all written in British.
I'm not even acknowledging the joke. Continue. That was a good joke. That was a 9 out of 10 A+ joke.
Well, that scored better than Ruby and Sapphire did from IGN.
I don't want to talk about it.
We can't, can we?
Because of the annoying rules, you mean?
Exactly, the annoying obstructive flaming rules. Oh, look at the base of the machine there.
Oh yes, there's a tool of some kind poking through the white mesh.
Iris, you can't touch it!
It's a screwdriver, I think.
Oh, isn't it a lovely one? The handle is the shape of a capital letter A.
Is it? Oh yes, you're right.
They're literally just ignoring.
What's the matter with you? Don't touch anything, I said. Touch anything, I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung up myself, I said.
Do it!
Yes, I understand, sorry. I only touched a teeny weeny bit. Yeah, I wish Ryunosuke would just like, do it then! Fine!
Do it, you coward! Do it! Do you want to die? Yes, I do!
Yes, I do! jumps off the entire stand here.
Yeah, Gordon jumps off the crystal tower. Oh, Classic.
Grexy, I'm very curious about this screwdriver. Really, very, very curious.
Shady just said Sonic. I sent him the video too yesterday.
It's so funny. Like you sent that to me unprompted. I was like, "Excuse me."
I mean, it was unprompted to anybody. It was unprompted to me.
It was perfect. Like I wanted zero.
I'll try to, for anybody wondering, I'll try to put it in the Discord after stream.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, hop onto the Discord. It's a great time. We got memes. That's about it. No, we got other stuff, but memes.
I mean, memes are the valuable part.
Yeah, I just recently put the dumb lawyer quotes, but
dang it,
Ace Attorney.
Yeah, I saw you put that, and at the time I was busy and not able to watch it. I forgot. I want to watch it.
It's so funny. There's 4 different ones, as far as I'm aware. It's so good. Go ahead.
No, finish your thought first.
Oh, I was just gonna say that there's one where Apollo's like, just Your Honor, for the record, the defendant has a haircut, and then Edgeworth is like, "Why does it matter?" It's like, I just wanted to be on the record. So dumb.
That's pretty much though. Like when it says offers, do you want to add it to the
Absolutely.
statement? It's just like I don't know how this ever would be relevant, but sure, yes.
I mean, I joke, but like, if we could do that in the game, I would do it with everything. Like, just add it to the court record. You never know when you need it.
Gosh, your ladyship, you're so clever, your ladyship. Fancy spotting something like this. I'm afraid I can't let you have it.
But Bruno found it first.
I assure you, I'll investigate it thoroughly. He's gone off with it.
He used the machine to teleport himself to Scotland Yard.
No, he gets in the machine to teleport himself to Scotland Yard, and it blows up again.
It blows up and kills him. Oh, the rest of the game is Vegeta as the inspector.
And the game ends with her climbing into the machine to teleport.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is
Scotland Yard. She's like, well, Gregson did it, so it must be safe.
It must be safe.
Gregson's dead, no!
It's just Gregson's corpse. It's like 5 feet in front of the machine and she's still getting in it.
It's like, he's not dead, I picked his pocket and got his license, his ID. That doesn't make him alive.
Well, I'm Gregson now. She pins it onto her lapel.
I'm Gregson now. This is what Gregson would do. So long, suckers.
Out of nowhere, just like fish and chip apparate in her hand. It's a title. No,
it's not. They don't apparate. She sticks her hand out like Thor, and they just come hurtling out from across the world. From the corpse, they just shoot out of the corpse's body.
It's
just fish and chips Mjolnir.
Oh, you have to be worthy of them. The perpetual fish and chips. It's a magical device. It's canon. Oh man. Ooh,
God, this is too early for this.
This entire case is a trip.
That was very mean. I'm afraid. Inspector Gregson is going to make a very clumsy and embarrassing mistake in the next month's installment now.
Got in the teleporter and died.
Poor Gregsy. Yeah, this entire thing we described, this is all actually just Iris's story version of what happened.
We know Iris better than the writers.
But everybody in the universe like only follows the story, so they just all assume Gregson's dead. Even his coworkers that see him, they're like, "No, you're dead."
I miss Gregson so much. He's like, "I'm right here." It's almost like I can still hear him.
Well, time for us to move you into a new office, Gina.
Or should I say, Gregson? She's wearing a top hat and a fake mustache.
And the fish and chips. She's
the
wearing them.
She's wearing them. Oh, that's so funny.
Poor Gregsy.
Ooh.
Anything else? No. Even though we can't still can't examine it, even though there's nobody to stop us now.
Listen, you just gotta respect the rules.
There are all sorts of strange buildings here in the Great Exhibition Grounds, aren't there? I seem to remember something similar being exhibited in Japan one time.
Oh, in your country, Reno? I do wish I could go see it. I'd present that particular stately samurai with a present of... Oh!
Yes!
Oh.
Reference.
Oh! Is it canon? This entire case, I literally got goosebumps. I'm not even kidding. My camera's not good enough, but I literally have goosebumps. I've been talking about...
We need to get you a better webcam so you can show off your goosebumps.
We need a goosebump camera. Like, I've been talking about the Steel Samurai. Like, I've been talking about it this entire case, this entire game, the previous game. It's canon. Steel Samurai existed.
Steel Samurai is canon to real life.
Wow.
He invented samurais.
Wow. In 1955.
And steel.
Greg Steel Samurai Gregson invented both steel and samurais.
But if you look at a picture, it's just Gina.
It's just Gina. Ah!
Ooh, I'd present a particular stately samurai present of one of Hurley's stories I'd written especially. And see if I can get Hurley into a jam against some Bartitsu Master Ninjas.
I'm not sure if you remember that reference.
I don't know what Bartitsu is.
No, it's Jammin' Ninja. It's from one of the cases of the Steel Samurai. The one with Matt and Guard and his rival.
Well,
or it was the Nickel Samurai, but it's...
Yeah.
Jammin' Ninja, that was the victim in that case. Juan Corrida.
Juan Corrida. This is like... This entire case had been such a joy. It's been a pleasure.
You might not find as many of those sorts of people around as you think.
And I think the true pleasure is the friends we've made along the way.
Oh, well that's dull.
Iris, don't be rude.
The true pleasure was the ninja we made along the jam. Oh, but I do know a prosecutor with a Chunmaji top knot I could introduce you to. No, there's a reference, but that's this game.
That's a reference to this game. I remember that reference like it was yesterday.
But it's, what's his name? Your favorite character. Ouchie.
What, Wendy Oldbag?
A Chunmaji? Really? Do you think I could have my picture taken with him, do you?
Assuming he's recovered from the trim Kazuma gave him a year ago, yes. He has not.
He doesn't even know.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't know. Why would
even know?
Susato write that in her letter?
Dear Ryunosuke, the funniest shit happened.
That's their exact wording.
Exact words.
And he reads and it's just like, that's a funny shit. What is this gigantic thing over there? It looks like an enormous water wheel. Get your breath.
Woo. Oh, that, my friends, is the funniest. Oh. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I'm sweating. Oh. Oh.
Oh, that's a Ferris wheel! There'll be people riding inside under the cabins, you can see.
Why?
Well, they rotate nice and slowly, so it's a wonderful way to see the surrounding scenery.
Wait, it's turning, but it looks completely still.
Excuse me?
Yes, that's because it's turning so slowly. One complete revolution takes about a half an hour.
I don't think it's that slow here.
I was gonna say, I can very visibly see it turning.
I'd say one revolution is maybe a couple minutes. If you're mad enough to go in one, it would be more fun to whiz around fast, don't you think?
Oh, somebody could do like a math experiment to determine how quick a minute in this universe is, like, because like you can, based on the rotation, I'm pointing at the screen, but based on the rotation and the amount of color like variance, you can definitely keep track of how many carousels are, how many cabins.
I don't think that math outright because of the amount of time passes in like court cases where it shows you time passes. Like, everybody would be talking super fast then.
Yeah, or incredibly slowly depending on how quickly you press the A button.
I feel as though you might have just invented a new sort of ride there, Bruno.
Okay,
I'm gonna look at the VODs and I'm gonna do that math.
Gonna do your own spin-off video? Oh wait, I thought
Yeah.
Gregson left! It said he walked away with the screwdriver.
He teleported back.
That was just a different instance of Gregson.
Yeah.
That was Gina Lestrade. Gina Lestrade dressed as Gregson.
Oh, he surpassed the notions of space and time. He exists in all times at all times.
Using high voltage electricity to somehow disassemble a man's body, and then beam him across to the Crystal Tower. It's an extraordinary thing to attempt, especially in public.
True, it's by far the most unusual of the experiments planned for the exhibition, mind.
I thought the other one was Gina!
Oh no!
To be honest, I'm still a bit surprised it was allowed. Carrying out something so dangerous with so many spectators present, I mean.
You want me to do it?
The government's doing everything it can to promote nuclear science and technology at the moment.
I was waiting for you to catch your breath.
Ah! Ah!
The government's doing everything it can to promote new science and technology at the moment.
Oh, I hope that the viewers are finding this half as funny as we are, because oh my gosh.
We're probably dead.
Oh. Teleported away from the stream.
You probably created a worse incident than the Porygon episode of Pokemon anime.
Oh no!
Just like half the Earth's population right now is like spasming in laughter. Carnage is everywhere. You just caused the new apocalypse.
Oh god.
They're more worried about being ahead of the game than the odd spot of public safety infringements. If they could be the first to develop some new technology, it makes Britain more powerful in the future, you see. Yes, I suppose that's true in a way. So the powers that be are placing a heavy emphasis on scientists' rights at the moment.
What sort of rights?
They're making it so that any theories the brains have remain their legal property, as it were. Right through developing it into a practical idea and even going into production. Which is infuriating reason us coppers aren't allowed to touch this crime scene. Because the new highfalutin special dispensation for the Scientific Equipment Act forbids it.
I see now.
The only person with permission to investigate here are from some brand new department of the yard. The Forensic Investigation Team, it's called. We've been relegated to keeping guard.
The Forensic Investigation Team. Or the FIT for short.
The fit.
Any old fool could see that this heap of scrap metal was a sham to begin with.
You know that's a pun in England, right?
The FIT?
Yeah, because if you describe somebody as fit, you mean that they're hot, like they're sexy. Which goes in line with today's Triple X episode. It's all canon. It all makes sense.
But just because it says scientific equipment on the paperwork, we can't do a flaming thing with it.
Poor Greg Z. He's very het up.
Oh, we didn't even talk to him.
What? Yeah, we were talking to him.
I'm saying, like, before he disappeared and reoperated, we haven't had a single conversation with him.
We talked to him when we first examined the machine and then about the screwdriver. But we hadn't done the converse options yet. Shady said it's all coming together. But he put quotes over around coming.
Oh no. Dirty episode.
Remind me again, what's this new legal act that means we're not allowed to touch the scene here?
I have it at me, Sunshine. It's a special dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. Or
the
SIDC. SDC.
SDC. Standard definition C. I prefer HDC myself. 4KC, please.
I prefer 3DC.
Oh no.
Yes, I think Harley mentioned that recently. With a real twinkle in his eyes, I remember.
I'm sure he did, Your Ladyship. I'm sure he did. Past especially for this great exhibition it was. All scientists have to do is present their ideas or inventions to some suits in the civil service, and if it gets rubber stamped, there's a guarantee of rights to maintain the invention's confidentiality.
What does that really mean?
Think about it. Think about how the world changing new inventions on display every day at this exhibition. A good half of them are a load of cobblers, if you ask me, put forward by shammers like yourself.
Thanks for that.
Oh, I love how it's some of the new inventions here. It's all fun.
It might be fun to you, but a member of the force has to be present at every single demonstration. Can you imagine, eh? Hang science, that's what I say.
Oof.
Oh, I don't think so. That sounds like my dream job.
You'd soon think otherwise if you're spending a day guarding all these shammers' bogus contraptions.
But if they're all bogus, how can anyone hope to demonstrate them? There'd be no point.
Oh, well, there's a point, sadly.
Sorry?
Thanks to another of our government's bright ideas. If any theory or invention is deemed to show potential, the government hands out a research grant.
Scientists get funding.
Exactly, and that's what they're all after. All these shammers coming far and wide to clog up Hyde Park. And who has to keep them all safe, eh? Who has to smile politely and welcome us? Let's welcome them. Those coppers, that's who. You can see why I say it now, can't you? Hang science, hang it!
Oh, maybe I can see your point.
Apparently, Professor Harebrain lives and works in Germany now, conducting his research.
That's right, came back to Britain especially for the Great Exhibition, as I understand it. Probably after one of them government research grants.
Actually, we learned something else about the professor earlier today. About his time and further education. And turns out he was at university with someone we both know. Lord Van Zieks.
Eh? What's that? That's news to me. But if Van Zieks manages the prosecution, then as the accused, the professor's fate is...
sealed? Because the Reaper will get him one way or another?
Blimey. That man's beyond me. I don't know what goes on in that head of his. Talking of Van Zeeks, this morning's paper read the story of him being attacked. Read that?
Oh yes, but Mr. Reaper's completely fine. Nothing to worry about.
Yes, alright. Glad to hear it. Still the Reaper, huh? How long's that business gonna keep up, I wonder?
The victim of this case, the investor, Mr. Asman. He was another of the Reaper's victims, or so I heard.
Lord Barak Van Zeek's a top-class prosecutor. But even he can't always push the right verdict through. Sometimes justice can't win.
Yes, I've heard about jurors being bribed and evidence being falsified. And that's how the notion of the Reaper of the Bailey came about, isn't it?
Obviously, Scott and Yard suspected Van Zeeks initially. We all assumed he was taking matters into his own hands if he failed to seal the deal in court.
Though the man himself denies that charge.
Well, we've done a very thorough investigation, and the conclusion we reached is that Lord Van Zeeks is in no way related to the deaths of these people outside the courtroom. There's no question in my mind. I'd stake my reputation on it, I would.
But if that's true, then how do you explain it? All those defendants couldn't have just coincidentally died if nobody killed them.
I know that, but I can't explain it. It's a mystery after all, isn't it? That's the whole point of the Reaper.
Professor Harebrain mentioned something else. He said that at university Lord Van Zeeks was a totally different person, easygoing and kind.
You what?
He said that it was after they both graduated that something happened to change the man. Do you have any idea what it was?
No clue.
Really?
Look, I got my hands full watching over this frustrating crime scene. Why don't you go and make a nuisance of yourself elsewhere, eh? Right. Are you done here, Mr. Nahoda?
Sorry?
It's about time you're leaving, or rather, it is about time you were leaving. The lot are here now.
That what?
The forensic investigation team. They'll be giving me a heave-ho in a minute, too.
Oh dear, poor Gregsy. Here, have another cup of my special blend to cheer you up.
I hit the spot. Yep, hit every time.
Well, at least I've seen the scene with my own eyes. Looks like this is as far as we're going to get with our investigations here, at least.
I've been thinking. Harley might know something mighty.
About what?
About Mr. Reaper.
About what happened to Lord Van Zeeks, you mean? Because it sounds like something very significant occurred after he graduated from university. Something that completely changed his life. Maybe, but I have no idea where to find Mr. Sholmes at the moment. He's in the middle of some big case, isn't he?
Here, this is what you need.
What's this? Some kind of entrance ticket? Madam to Spells. Is that supposed to mean something to me?
You don't know it? It's the most popular attraction in London at the moment. It's very close to Baker Street, actually. We could go now if you'd like.
No, we don't have time for visiting attractions today, Iris. We have a big trial tomorrow.
But that's where Hurley is.
What? At this popular London attraction?
Yes.
How's it that you know where he is?
Hurley told me, but he told me to keep it a secret from you, Reno.
Madam to Spells. I don't see how it could be related to the case we're investigating here, but then... stranger things have happened. And when they happen, Mr. Sholmes is usually at the heart of them.
So, should we go?
Yeah, let's do it. Madame Two Spells. Let me take my gum out. I feel like this is going to require some extreme voice acting.
Extreme.
Extreme.
Just a second, sorry.
Oh. Oh.
What is this place? Look at all those terrifying scenes. But why are all the people so still? Guillotines, ruthless murderers. I know what I'll be dreaming about tonight.
They're all wax models. They're amazingly realistic, aren't they?
I recognize that scarf anywhere.
What do you think, Reno? Shocked?
What scarf?
The scarf in the bottom right. The
What do you mean you
Cheshire
recognize it?
scarf.
What do you mean you recognize it?
Are you being serious or?
Yeah.
It's the Beats. The Beats had that scarf. Pat and
I
Rolly.
don't think it was that color.
It literally is the exact same scarf.
Wax models? Ugh! I read about dead bodies in wax once in a magazine about strange phenomena. Depending on how corpses are kept after death, parts of them can turn to wax, apparently. It's called I don't remember how to say that. Adipocere.
Yeah, we'll say that.
You don't know?
I think I say adipocere.
Adipocere.
Because cere is from wax, and adipose is skin. So like wax skin.
Yeah. I mean, I'm familiar with the thing, so.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if Nier
Probably.
were near, they'd be able to put the lid on it.
Stop talking about creepy things like that, Reno. You're just scaring me.
Oop,
Ooh,
you missed.
That was fast.
You missed
Yeah.
line.
Anyway, adipose here doesn't form readily, you know? It's only in very specific...
Ah!
What now?
I've just remembered something else I read in another magazine about strange phenomena. There was an old lady, maybe a witch, who used to pour molten wax over corpses and put them on display.
None of the exhibits here are real. They're all entirely man-made replicas.
They can't be. Do you really expect me to believe that? Just look at them.
Oh!
There's no way anybody could make models of people that are this realistic. And they're all
Whoa.
such gruesome scenes. Wait.
What is it?
Oh, no. Must be seeing things.
Oh, what's that? What's that hand?
The big heavy curtain is in a very prominent position, isn't it? I have a nasty feeling there's going to be something truly terrifying behind it.
Oh yes, that's the famous spell special exhibit. It depicts one of England's most notorious killers. Do you want to pay the extra fee to have a look?
Pay more money to be even more terrified? Let me think about that for a moment.
It is only a suggestion.
I wish they did that still.
Made you pay more money to see more stuff?
Yeah, just have real life DLC. It's like you get the base exhibit.
I don't know what you were actually referring to.
Yeah, no, that's actually what it was. I just think it's funny that to have DLC in real life. It's like you'll get the base service, but if you want
Microtransactions.
extra exhibit, you gotta pay this microtransaction.
I mean, everything in life is a microtransaction, so.
No, just have an existential crisis.
Is this an arm?
It looks like an arm, doesn't it? Maybe one of the waxwork models have fallen over.
You don't think it could be the work of one of the mass murderers in here, do you?
Bruno, stop scaring me!
Is it a wax arm or a real one?
Come on, you're always pointing that finger of yours in court. Poke the arm now and see how it feels.
Objection!
Poke, poke. Oh, you're not gonna poke.
I can't. Is this some famous, infamous murder?
Yes, called Jane the Ripper. All her victims were young women.
I knew that. You can tell by the way she's holding that knife.
She's
sure
a warm
sign
as
of a murderer. Did they gender bend Jack the Ripper?
They really did. You can tell by the way she's holding a knife. She's a sign of a murderer. Well, yes.
Ugh!
What's the matter, Bruno?
I've worked it out. I know what she's doing. She's trying to fill that bathtub with blood so she can have a soak in her victim's gore.
That's a thing that somebody did too in real life, but it wasn't Jack the Ripper.
Not according to the information about the exhibit on a little board here. Doesn't mention anything about the bathtub.
Really?
Sorry, I don't think it's significant.
I still think it has to be there for a reason. Is that everything on this side? Yeah. Oh. These models are so well made, I can't tell what's a waxwork and what's a real human.
Oh, maybe. All the exhibits are real people. And when it's closing time and all the visitors are gone home, they suddenly start moving around.
Ugh, just thinking about it makes me wish it was a closing time already, and I was on my way home.
Closing time.
That's all there? That's not anything? Okay.
Oh, that's a funny place for a little ladder.
Oh no! Oh no!
What is it?
Is something wrong? Please, 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 no.
No, it's just that in Japanese we have a totally different word for a ladder that folds in half like that.
Do I have to?
Yes, it's for an achievement!
This is the birth of this dumb joke!
No, haven't they done the stepladder one yet?
No, this is literally the first time. We've been doing the whole shovel and spade thing.
Okay, fine.
We do in English too, you know. It's a stepladder, or just steps. So be careful not making assumptions about other cultures, we know. That's how wars are started.
I didn't realize stepladders were an international point of contention. But the red makes an astute point.
Is this a fourth wall break?
Ugh. Is this an example of Western Tsujigiri?
Oh, Death of a Thousand Cuts?
I don't know what that is.
You know, when an unscrupulous samurai randomly attacks a passerby to test his sword.
No.
No, you're thinking of the, it's like Tsuchikona? You're thinking of the...
I mean, giri is to cut something. It's to slice, but you're right.
I still don't know. No. But actually, a waxwork samurai would be hugely popular. Could you master that, do you think, Reno? Doing that Tsujigiri thing you mentioned?
Well, I do have a sword, but I've no intention of testing how sharp it is on a human subject. For now, at least. Should we?
I want to see what's that little placard.
Yes.
for this exhibit. Yeah.
It's
It's a placard. Ah!
the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes has his own wax statue in here? Really?
Well, he is world famous after all.
It's an uncanny resemblance, isn't it? Makes my skin crawl to look at it.
Oh, wasn't that even? I know. I'm looking up the Death of a Thousand Cuts, and it's not even. It's like popularized by it's Chinese, not even Japanese. So,
Iris?
there we go.
But look, Reno, you can kick this heli. He doesn't move a muscle.
Oh, oof. Unfortunate. Oh,
Can't go around kicking the exhibits, Iris. Wait. It just moved, I'm sure. Not just a little bit either.
Really? Did it?
And look closely. There are beads of sweat on the face of this waxwork model. Shall we move on, Iris? Over here, look. There's a great murder scene to enjoy, much more appealing.
My dear fellow, I take an exception to you recoiling in such a matter. As if you've seen something truly abhorrent.
Mr. Sholmes! I knew it.
Iris possessed you. I strictly forbade you from divulging my temporary waxwork secret to Mr. Naruhodo.
Temporary waxwork? What do you mean?
And that kick! Could you not have exercised a little more restraint? You winded me.
But Reno has something he needs to ask you.
Ah, a question.
just always forgiven.
And I thought you'd probably be getting bored, too. So here we are.
Well, I can't deny that your timing was impeccable. A mere 2 minutes more being stationary like that. And my great brain, upon which all my success have been built, would have turned to wax.
Thank goodness we arrived in time.
Hoo-ha! Indeed, in many ways, the pair of you just saved the world from an unimaginable loss.
Oh, Hurley, you do like to talk nonsense, don't you?
He could know something, it's true. About Lord Van Zeeks, and what happened in the past to change him.
Excuse me. Now that you're here, let's take our time. How can I be of assistance? For you're in luck. I'm certainly quite taken with the idea of conversing.
Oh, well, actually, I'm in quite a hurry.
And if our eyes don't deceive me, I believe something is afoot within the walls of this very museum. A most fascinating case, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Moreover, I have a strong suspicion that it's related to the matter of which you've come to now.
But how could it be?
We shall speak again presently, my dear fellow. But for now, I must return to my...
Why'd you change your tone? What? Back to being a temporary waxwork exhibit?
It's a very serious moment. That's so funny. Is he getting paid to be to be a statue?
What is this place?
Madame Two Spells came to London from France 3 years ago, I understand. Since she submitted the Waxwork Museum last year, it's enjoyed great popularity in London.
There are museums like this in Japan too, but these displays are something else. I mean, they aren't made from actual real people, are they?
The extreme realism of these waxwork models is a particular secret of the Two-Spell family, they say. They earned renown throughout the French Revolution for waxwork victims of guillotine.
Ugh, that sounds grim.
The gruesome scenes were portrayed with such realism and expressions of the faces of the condemned.
Apparently, the sculptor will make the models directly from the corpses, right there at the site of the executions.
That really turns my stomach.
That's just one of several legends about the Two-Spell family. Whether there are any truth in it, I couldn't say. But anyway, this museum houses mottos of famous people over the globe. Nevertheless, the most popular areas of the museum by quite some margin is this house of...
Are you trying to do a French accent there?
Perhaps.
Save your French accent.
Well, I know. I
have to practice somehow. And he's talking about Frenchy poo-poo.
House of horrors.
Of course, victims, of course. Visitor numbers have dwindling now as a result of the Great Exhibition. But people usually flock here to see the exhibit of some London's most vile criminals of their gruesome work. Naturally, most of the miscreants portrayed here were sent to the gallows. So they're even stiffer now than the models of them.
Have you heard of poor taste?
Yeah, last night's dinner had pretty poor taste.
I made dinner.
Exactly. My dear fellow, the public live for poor taste. They yearn to be shocked.
So, the hideous exhibits in here are...
made of people.
They're a portrayal of real events that took place. Actually.
Is it just me, or did the temperature in here just seem to drop?
Boop, boop, boop.
Anyway, I advise you not to think too deeply about what you see here. What?
Oh, he's back doing a waxwork, is he? What do you mean by temporary waxwork, Mr. Sholmes?
Exactly what you see. I'm part of the exhibits here, catching these criminals in the act.
Catching them?
Every half hour, I home in on a different killer, and one of the displays and adopt a new pose to ensnare him. Or her. When the members of the public come for a closer look, I offer them my hand to shake. For a shilling, I'll happily allow them to take a photograph with her.
Us? Does he mean him and the waxwork murderers in here? But why, Mr. Sholmes?
My dear fellow, isn't it obvious? For the money!
You really roared at me there. Very fitting for the House of Horrors.
For the money! As it stands, I may struggle to pay this month's rent, and I have ravenous iris to consider.
Oh, Hallie, I'm so hungry.
Isn't Iris like rich?
How is she rich?
I thought like she was like pretty like.
I thought they
She's
implied that she like doesn't save any of her money and just spends it all.
Oh, fair enough. I thought she
Because
was
she's
like
10
Goku.
and doesn't know how to plan ahead.
Yeah, I mean she's a genius, but she doesn't have impulse control.
Well, she's 10.
Yeah, granted.
If push comes to shove, I shall have to ask you for your bit to do your bit, Mr. Naruto.
What's he threatening to rope me into now?
I'm sure Renosuke's paying his rent.
So with that in mind, how about the photograph? A special treat. You may have your pick of the murderers and scoundrels in here. The choice is yours.
Maybe some other time.
Remember, Mr. Naruto, ignore me at your peril.
Back to being a waxwork again. Is it just me, or did his final remark there sound a lot like a curse?
Well, what is it you'd like to ask me then?
Actually, it's about Lord Van Zeeks.
Ah, our friend Mr. Reaper. How'd you find him? Well, I trust.
Wah, 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 wah.
And so I filled Mr. Sholmes in about everything I'd learnt. About Lord Van Zeeks, about Professor Harebrain, and about the strange coincidence that they had been at university together.
Wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah.
So I'm wondering what was happened to make Lord Van Zeeks such a different person.
I was sure that you'd know, Hallie.
said there was something going on here in this exhibit hall before, that something was afoot. That you believed it was related to what I wanted to ask you about. Mr. Sholmes? He suddenly clammed up.
Well, it seems we've reached... What? That's quick.
This is you.
Well, yeah, but like, what did he say? Seems we reach a what? An impasse?
It seems we reached the end of the...
Is this Madame
is you.
Spell?
This is you, is all I say.
Well.
Greetings.
I don't approve.